If you're an Etsy seller and you use calculated shipping for your Etsy listings, I have some important news for you. Today, January 30th, 2025, Etsy announced that beginning in March, sellers will no longer be able to add on handling fees when they're using a calculated shipping profile. Let's see what this means for you and your business. So this handling fee is a fee that is added by the seller onto whatever the shipping cost may be for that item. So I just wanted to break down a little bit of how basic Etsy fees work, so that you might have a little bit of a better understanding of how you can adapt your business to best suit you and your buyers. So first, I'm just going to go over the basic Etsy fee breakdown. This is not going to include things such as currency conversions, VAT, offsite ads, or any of the other factors that may come into play here. So your business may have a lot of offsite ads, in which case you may need to do a little more math here, but these are just how the basic fees work. So first, you have your listing fee. So that is a 20-cent non-refundable fee that you pay to Etsy when you list an item. If you have multiple quantities of that item listed in your shop, every time you sell one, the listing will renew within your shop and you will pay an additional 20 cents. This also applies if you sell multiples of the same thing. So say, for example, you sell bars of soap and somebody comes to your shop and buys 5 single quantities of 1 cent of soap. So say they go into your listing and they buy quantity 5 of goat milk soap. You will get charged 20 cents for each of those bars of soap because it is a multiple quantity purchase. Another fee that Etsy has is their transaction fee. Now, this is the money that Etsy takes out of a purchase to provide you with the service. So basically, this is what you're paying Etsy directly for handling the sale for you. So it's a 6.5%, again, for US shops. And this is taken out of the complete cost of the item, the listing price and the shipping. And if you offer gift wrapping, that is also included in here. So that is a standard fee. The next fee is the payment processing fee. Now, this is a standard fee that most sellers will see no matter what platform they're on. This is the standard fee that your local grocery store pays whenever someone uses a credit card to make a purchase. It's 3% plus 25 cents for each sale. So that is also accounting the listing price, shipping, gift wrapping fees, etc. So your handling fees are included in the total when Etsy calculates these fees out. So what Etsy has suggested to sellers is that because they were removing the ability for sellers to have handling fees added, what they are suggesting is to shift that monetary value either over to the overall shipping cost of the item or into the listing price of the item, so that the customer will still pay the same amount and sellers will still pay the same amount in fees. It's just shifting where the money is showing up, essentially. So I have a little bit of an example of a breakdown for you. So let's switch slides. Okay, so here's my first example. So say you have a listing that has a $50 list price and you charge $5 for shipping. Please note that handling fees can only be added for calculated shipping, so your numbers might be a little different than these. We're just using nice, easy numbers just for an example. So if you made a sale for this listing, it would be $57 total towards your Etsy account. Out of that would be taken your 20-cent listing fee, your transaction fee, which is the 6.5%, comes out to $3.71 for this order, and your payment processing fee for this order comes to $1.96 for a total of $5.87 in fees. Now, let's take a look and see what happens when we take that $2 handling fee and move it over to our shipping fee. So our buyer is still paying $57 to our Etsy account. Our listing fee is still going to be 20 cents. Our transaction fee is still going to be $3.71. And our payment processing fee is still going to be $1.96. So even though that handling fee has been moved over to the shipping fee, sellers are still paying the same amount in fees, which for this listing would be $5.87. And the buyer is still paying the same amount. One way that you, as a seller, can figure out how you best can accommodate this new change is to use eRank's profit calculator. So I've included a screenshot here of what it looks like if I've entered in $50 for a listing price and $5 for shipping. So you can see that it shows the listing fees, it shows the transaction fees, payment processing fees, and then depending on what country you're in, it'll also show you your regulatory fee. Here you also can include offsite ads if you fall into the 12% or 15% bracket. There are also other areas of this tool where you can enter in things such as multiple quantities, your own personal shipping costs, your labor costs, your material costs, and more, so that you can get an accurate profit margin for this item. Remember, it's always a numbers game with Etsy. You definitely want to make sure you do your market research to line yourself up pricing wise with your competitors, but make sure that you're paying yourself and you're charging a fair price for your items. I hope that this was helpful. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to the eRank team or comment in our Facebook group if you have any questions.